Friends, in this video, I am going to discuss question paper setting and grading in outcome-based education. According to NEP 2020, outcome-based education OBE has to be implemented in all the colleges and universities in India. Outcome-based education includes assessment of students' performance in perfect alignment with course learning outcomes. In assessment, question paper setting and grading of students' performance assume significance. In this video, I am discussing the question paper setting and type of grading in outcome-based education. Question paper setting in OBE. Questions or other assessment mode in the continuous assessment and comprehensive assessment like end semester exam must be mapped with the course outcomes. This is the most important prerequisite for calculation of attainment of course outcomes, COs or CLOs. It may be noted that even in midterm exams, quizzes, assignments, tutorials, etc., each question must be mapped with one of the COs. In the case of mini projects, term paper, lab component of the courses, each of the criteria in the rubrics must be mapped with one of the COs. Mapping of questions at course level. For example, 6 learning outcomes at course level. Question 1 must be mapped with CO1. Question 2 must be mapped with course learning outcome 2, CO2. Question 3 must be mapped with course learning outcome 3, CO3. Question 4 mapped with CO4. Question 5 mapped with CO5. Question 6 mapped with CO6. Note 1. Teacher may include subparts in each question as he or she thinks appropriate, but all the parts of the question must be mapped with the same learning outcome. If he or she wants to give choice, it may be given under each learning outcome in such a way that the learning outcome is achieved even if the student answers either of the questions in the choice. The best practice is to give 3 parts under each question A, B, C in the end semester examination. For example, question 1, that is part A, no choice, part A, very short answer question, reasoning based, mapped with CO1. Question 1B, mapped with CO1, or a choice is given here in question 1B, or according to the choice, either of the questions can be answered. Both are mapped with CO1. Question 1C, mapped with CO1. Again, there is a choice in question 1C, but both the parts in the question are mapped with the same CO, that is CO1. Similarly, other questions, for example, 6 course outcomes, I mentioned 6 questions. Therefore, other questions with parts in each must be mapped with each of the COs. Please note this point. However, in the case of continuous assessment, each question may have 1 or 2 subparts only, and every part of the question is mapped with the same course outcome. It may be noted that the unit learning outcome is a sub-outcome of a course outcome. Thus, even in case of unit tests, midterm exams, or quizzes or assignments, each question may be mapped with one of the course outcomes. Now, I shall explain the importance of standard course outcomes and rubrics. Your course outcomes must be of very good standard at higher cognitive levels, understand, and higher levels in terms of Bloom's taxonomy. And the course outcomes must be comparable with any good university in the country. Please watch my video on how to formulate course outcomes. The link is given here in YouTube. It may also be noted that the criteria of evaluation in the rubrics in the case of lab courses and projects must also be of good standard. Watch my video on rubrics and the link is given below. Now, I am going to explain the OBE question paper format for the end semester examination. Maximum marks, subject, then time, question number, question description, marks, BTL. BTL means Bloom's taxonomy level, then mapping, CO number and PO number. Question 1, A, B, C. Question 2, A, B, C. This is for end semester examination. As I mentioned earlier, there may be 3 parts in each of the questions. I shall explain this slide again in the following way. BTL number means Bloom's taxonomy level number based on the hierarchy with remember level as 1 and create level as 6. Number of questions is equal to the number of course outcomes. Each question may have subparts mapped with the same course outcome. Choice may be given within each course outcome as discussed earlier. Even for the sessional tests or midterm exams, every learning outcome of a unit is the sub-outcome of a course outcome. Accordingly, the CO will be mentioned while mapping. It is very, very important, sir. Now, I shall discuss what kind of assessment must be made in outcome-based assessment. That is criterion referenced assessment only. Assessment should be criterion referenced to the extent that every student must achieve a threshold minimum in each course outcome to pass the course. It measures a student's performance based on mastery of a specific set of skills or knowledge or both. It does not compare with the performance of other students in the same class. For example, sessional tests, mid-semester examination, end semester examination conducted in OBE system. These exams must be designed to determine the level of mastery of the material presented in specific units in terms of the learning outcomes of those units or the entire course in terms of course learning outcomes. Please note that only criterion referenced assessment is valid in outcome-based assessment of learning of students. Only absolute grading of performance of students must be done in this kind of assessment. Then we have another kind of assessment, I should explain that also, that is norm referenced assessment. It measures a student's performance in comparison to the performance of the same class of students, including different sections, on the same assessment. Normative scoring results normally in a bell curve. For example, GATE exam, JEE mains exam, NEET exams, other competitive examinations. In the case of norm referenced assessment, relative grading of students' performance is done. Please note this point. Now, weightages for continuous assessment and comprehensive assessment. NEP 2020 emphasized the need to reduce the weightage for end semester exam and increase the weightage for continuous assessment with all checks and balances. I present before you two models. Model A, continuous assessment is 60%, comprehensive assessment is 40%. That is end semester exam. Model B, continuous assessment is 50% and comprehensive assessment is 50%. That is end semester examination. Either of the models can be made use of. Now, absolute grading, as I mentioned, must be made in outcome-based education. So, standard practice of letter grades. So, letter grade, range of percentage of marks, grade point are given here. Letter grade O, outstanding, marks range 90 to 100, grade point 10. A, 80 to 89 marks, then grade point 9. B, 70 to 79, grade point 8. C, 60 to 69, grade point 7. D, 50 to 59, grade point 6. P, that is pass grade, 40 to 49, grade point 5. F, fail grade, less than 40, grade point is 0. Award of division. First division, cumulative grade point average of 6.52 less than 8.0. First division with distinction, cumulative grade point average of 8.0 and above. Second division, cumulative grade point average of 5.02 less than 6.5. Now conclusion. Course outcomes based assessment is a prerequisite for calculation of attainment of course outcomes. Course outcomes must be of good standard. The question paper format and the rubrics, wherever applicable, must be based on the course outcomes only. The traditional question paper format must be changed to OBE question paper format. Choice, wherever necessary, must be given within a given course outcome only. Absolute grading and not relative grading must be followed in OBE. Thank you very much.